What's going on, guys? It's your host of the most or that guy 583 again. How you guys doing today? Okay, so before I say anything, I actually made this story a couple hours ago, but it got deleted and I couldn't save it. So this is my second time. So how you guys doing? So this story was last year, and it was whenever I got arrested again. Now, before I say anything, let me just tell you guys something about the first time I got arrested. Some things I forgot to mention in the video. All right, so after court, they took me and the girl back to the van to get rid of the handcuffs, the shackles, and the belt, and they opened up my cell, and I'd be in there for 10 minutes while they were gathering some information about me and some paperwork, and then they let me out, and then they gave me this paper to sign saying that if I got my stuff back, and they wrote my initials all over my clothes, especially all over the socks. It was funny as fuck. I still have some, by the way. Yeah, I guess that my foot hasn't grown since, but oh well. Anyway, so if you guys are wondering how old I am, I'm actually 14, but I'm going to be 15 on April 25th, and today's the 12th, so if you guys are wondering. Anyway, so after they gave me my paperwork, one of the guards let me into the bathroom, right, with the shower, and I had to go take a drug test. But I was there by myself, okay? He wasn't like literally like watching me. So after I gave him my drug test, my pee, they took me to the probation office, right? And I saw my parents already there. And then they went over how my probation is going to be like. And after that, we got out. And the probation is like, it's like inside the juvy, the juvenile detention center, but it's kind of not. Like it's inside the same building, but at the same time, it's like 4 doors away from the juvie. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so that's all I wanted to cover. All right, so the second time I got arrested was whenever I was 13 years old. All right, so last year, last year, I was at lunchtime, and there was this girl, and she said that her boyfriend or this guy was like beating her up, bullying her. And then after that, I had no business. This was not my concern. This was none of my business. But my friends stepped in and they said, "Okay, let's go like talk to him and shit." And I'm like, all right, fine. And then they asked her what lunch. Oh wait, no, wait. They asked him what class period he had, because I remember me and him had the same math teacher together, but like different periods. So he had math after me, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I know where he has math." And to be honest, I thought they were going to go talk to him, like yell at him and shit. So later that period, that day, sixth period comes along, and I tell all my friends, I actually forget the whole thing, but I'm walking to my next class, and they said, "Let's go." And like, where? We're like to the classroom. So I walked them upstairs, and then there's a substitute teacher that day. He had no idea that we were not supposed to be in there. And he gave us a fist bump like that because he wasn't from a different country. He didn't know how to greet us. So he was in the hallway the whole time. Had no idea what was going on until after what happened. And so then after that, he says, "Hey, and he said his name. Like, where's he at?" And he said, he said, "Oh, that's me." And all of us it was like me, and my other friends. It was there's 4 of us. And then somebody was supposed to like get on camera, like on video. But it never happened. But whoever did got pressed charges on too. So here's what happened. They were talking shit about him, right? And then after that, he had no idea what we were talking about. He legitimately had no idea what we were talking about. So then after that, my friend, he pushed him, and he flipped over the table. And all the kids like they did a bunch of gasps, and oh man, it was just horrible. My heart was beating really fast, and next thing I know, I see one of my other friends beating him up at the other table, and like he's running away, and they're like beating him up like this. They're hitting his fucking cheeks, and it was horrible. And then my other friend tried to break it up, and I tried to break it up too because I felt bad because I just thought they were gonna yell at him. And then after that, it was time to go. Like it was like literally a 2-minute fight, and my friend he jumps on the table, starts running. The whole place is completely a mess. Papers everywhere, desk or tables flipped over, and then after that, we just start running down the stairs. And then I go to my next period class, and I get through 6th period, and then when 7th period, like the beginning of seventh period, they called me down to the office. They said, "Can we have Orion Lopez come to the office, please, and bring his stuff?" And then my teacher said, "Okay, go." And I brought my stuff, right? And then right away, my teacher or my vice principal said, with uh the female officer of my school is telling me what happened, and he pressed charges on me, and apparently his cheeks were all cut up. And then after that, here's why I found out it was the wrong person, and damn, my heart just dropped. The wrong person. I mean, I already felt bad in the first place, but if I feel like a dick because it was the wrong person, and oh man, the wrong person. That's all I kept on thinking about. So they made me write down my statement, and they already got their statements down before I did. And then after that, the seventh period bell rings. But before that happens, they like tell me what happened, so I tell them, and they're like recording my conversation. So then she calls my parents to pick me up, or my mom, and then my dad was at work, so they called my mom, and she was like really disappointed in me and upset. And he said that he is pressing charges on all of us, and then after that, I like, oh shit, going back to juvie. So after a couple of days later, uh, it was on a oh wait, hang on. All right. I think it was on a Thursday or a Friday. I don't know why, but I always get arrested either on a Thursday or a Friday. It's really weird. So I remember I got up, right, and it was like 8 o'clock. Like, oh shit, I'm late for school. And I told my mom, why am I at school today? He's like, oh, because the police finally called. They're saying that to drop you off at the police department so you can go to juvie. And like, oh, okay. I didn't know what to believe. Like, I didn't know what to think. And so then after that, I finally go. Like, I was trying not to resist, but at the same time, I didn't want to get more charges against me. So I go to the police department, and I'm waiting for like an officer to take me. And so then I was like scared, asking my parents, I don't know what to do. Last time I was there for like a day. Now this time I'm gonna be gone longer. And my dad said, well, you should have done what you done or did. And then after that, that's when the male officer of my school finally shows up, and he said, Mr. Lopez, come with me. And like, and he said, give your parents a hug. And like, I don't know, I just don't want to, but I did anyway. And so then after that, they take me into this room, right? They fingerprint me again, and then they took me to this room, and I look over, right, and I see those two guys, right? Like, oh shit, because I haven't seen them in a while because they were in DAP. And then after that, we start talking, and then I see the other guy show up, and me and him start talking for like at least an hour and a half. It was pretty cool. An hour and a half talking about their experiences in juvie. Now, the oldest was 16 years old, and he said that he couldn't go to county if he was 17, so he was lucky. And then he was scared because he never been in juvie before. So me and my other two friends were telling him our experiences with juvie, and then they actually went to boot camp, but he never, like, the 16-year-old never went there before. So this was his first time. He was scared, I could tell. And so then after that, they every once in a while they'll like go and make us sign some papers and all that. And then they took my other two friends. They're actually twin brothers. It's pretty cool. But they're in rehab together. I'll make another story about that. So me and my friend, the 16-year-old, we got arrested with the female officer. She said, put your hands in front of your stomach with their thumbs up. And she made us put our thumbs up, and I did. And then they put us in the back seat of the police car. You know, they had some good radio music in there. You know, I'm not going to lie. And I look over, me and my friend, and there was like a guy in the truck looking at us, and he was shaking his head no. It was funny as fuck. And I'm like, oh man, it's embarrassing. And then I hear on the radio, it's like, yeah, I got 2 juveniles, males. They're gonna be in the juvenile detention center for the weekend. And I was thinking in my head, oh man, the weekend. I've only been here for a day. And so finally they take us to juvie, and then after that the awkward part comes again. They take off the handcuffs, they put me in this room naked, and then as I was taking my boxers off, they say, hey, what is that on your leg? And I look down, I was like, oh, that's a spider bite. And the security guards just start flipping the fuck out. They're like, oh no, are you serious? And they got the male officer, and I cover my dick up to my boxers. And the reason why they called the police officer there is because see if it was real or fake, because I guess some people or some kids did that before. And he looks at it. He's like, "Yep, that's real." And so then after that, they sent me home because apparently it was gonna be like, what's the word? Like when you spread it to somebody else, contagious. That's what it was. They said it was contagious, like highly contagious, like over a fucking spider bite. I was pretty happy. I didn't get to go juvie, so that's cool. And so then after that, at the same time, I was kind of disappointed because I was going, like, my friends were there alone, and I wasn't there with them. So yeah. But after that happened, I went to the. They told me to call. They're gonna call my parents, and I had to wait back in the. They told me back to the police department where I was supposed to wait in that same room. And it was cool because the chairs, it was like a spinning chair. It was cool, and then they had bulletproof glass. And then they just kept an eye on me, and so then after that, when they finally showed up, my parents, I got into the car, and I was like, well, I can do whatever I want, get with it, and get away with it as long as I have the spider bite. And they're like, shut up, I don't want to hear you talk right now. They're so mad. And then after that, I think I remember running away that day. Or, no, way, I didn't run away. I just took a walk because I was mad. And because I was mad because my Wi-Fi wasn't working. All right, so after that, it was actually it was a Friday. So on that Monday, I told my friends what happened, and they said that they were only there for 4 hours. That was it. And they said, "Oh, I also saw some other friends in there too." That's what my friend said. And then after that, what the shitty part was, I had to make it up again the third time. That time I was there for 3 weeks, so that sucked, and I hated it. So I'm not sure if this was the second time going to juvie. Let me know in the comments below. All right. Let me know in the comments have if you ever had to go to juvie before, and like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.